just means reeling with the cause. Just means feeling it alive. Reeling with the cause. It's like that rusted out bicycle chain. It's like that rusted out bicycle chain. There's some fool left out in the rain. All that paddling effort is all in vain. You might as well be riding in place. It's all about the fade. It's all about who you love and who you hate. It's all about the game. It's all about those feelings that are displaced. It's all about the fade. It's all about the rusted out bicycle chain. There's some floor left in the rain. It's all about that bicycle chain. There's some floor left out in the rain. You must be right in place. You ain't got nowhere to go anyway. It's all about that fade. That's where your love is left, lying in the rain. Lying dead in pain. No, you got nowhere to go anyway. Just like that rusted out bicycle chain. All about that forget me not. I know you don't think about me, not a lot. It's all about that rusted out bicycle chain. There's some fool left in the rain. You must be riding right in place. You ain't got nowhere to go anyway. It's all about that hate and fade. It's all about that love that wasn't love anyway. It's all about that love that was never love anyway. All about the fade. I like that rusted out bicycle chain.
This is Family Like the Ghost, and this is our continuing series of song deconstructions. We wrote a song last night that we call Rusted Bicycle Chain, Love is Just Like, and this is our continuing series of songs that are about heartbreak and dissonance and anomie, and just, a love gone wrong. And so Josephine Electric, my alter ego, that I have as the lead singer of Family Like the Ghost, singing a song about her lover and comparing it to someone who leaves a bicycle out in the rain and the chain gets rusted. And if you try to use that bike, you kind of like riding in place. You can't really go anywhere because it's not gonna function. It's kind of an analogy to a dysfunctional relationship that you're kind of standing in place in a situation and it's not going anywhere and it feels like you're just riding in place, that you're not going to ever really go forward, that you're kind of stuck with that rusted chain and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. You're just in this like friction moment and it's falling apart and it's not you're feeling the social anomie of just love gone wrong, which is a continuing theme of our Dark Ghost record, which is something we've been working on all this year. Dark Ghost is the result of bad situation in my life where I had this relationship with the person. It wasn't really a romantic relationship, but it just it felt like something just went wrong. The fates set it up that it wasn't ever going to continue, but for the moments that it was, that we did have a friendship or did have a connection, it felt really good, but then it just all came apart for all kinds of different reasons. And it's driven me to write a lot of songs. And sometimes, pain, is a universal truth, which I say in my song, Sado Groove, Tend Your Wounds, is that, pain can drive you to do, hurt yourself or hurt other people, but when you're an artist, pain can drive your muse. And a lot of what I do with the Ghost is, transference of different things. So, Josephine is transferring a relationship that I had with a woman, and she's transferring it to be her having a relationship with a man. And some people might get it confused when I do Josephine, thinking that, what am I doing? And a lot of times it's a way for me to kind of mask something that happened in my life and use a totally different sex to talk about a situation and kind of be a little bit removed from it. But in this song, we're using what we typically use. We're using our hardware workflow. We're using the Moog, Drummer from Another Mother, that we have in our Arturia 6U. We're also using the Make Noise math module to generate a lot of analog goodness that we're using it to run like an LFO type of modulation on a Mother 32. In addition, we have an Arturia Mini Brute 2S with the sequencer, and we're just starting to really learn how to use it. So we're using the step sequencer on the pitch, and we're finding that it's a very interesting machine in the way you can use the two oscillators and the two LFOs, and it has a lot of capabilities in the sequencer. We've been playing with lower beats per minute, so we were running a very low beats per minute, not 160, not 120, more like 40 on it, running it to give us the background sound. And in some cases, in this case, we were able to get really deep bass out of it. And some people would have thought it was the Moog, but the Arturia is very good at that. And I really love running it through my Make Noise math module. And so I do a lot of cool things with that. I run in the Mother 32 and the Arturia through the math module. There is a little bit of the Morphogene in this song, but not so heavy. And then we found a really good Roland Juno GI kind of new wave patch. And like I said in the write-up for this, is like I'm a big proponent or big lover of the new wave. I loved the sounds that came from, the Prophet 5, the Oberheim, and the Jupiter 8 and 106, Juno 106. And those sounds are just so key to my growing up, watching early MTV. And I was a big fan of like Duran Duran. I was a big fan of, Joy Division and Echo and the Bunnymen and The Cure. And it was just the sound from those days. It seems to be coming back in bands like Churches, the resurgence of Nine Inch Nails, and anybody who uses synths and is really excited about synthesizers and how you can use them as not just background instruments, but as like lead instruments. And it's typical. Typically I do a harder edged kind of guitar focused industrial song, but this one's a total new wave song, and I've got some cool silences in it. Which, typically on a Phantom Electric Ghost song, we don't do a lot of breaks. We probably should. But this song, I was using my MX1 performance mixer to create the breaks. So what you can do is you can, run it to a bit crush and then run it to a roll. The roll will stop everything, and then you can kick it back in. So what I'm doing is I'm using the effects on MX1. The initial effect is a digital effect that's being applied. And then I don't have it applied to the synth sound. I have it being applied to almost every other sound, so it can pretty much stop all the sounds. So so I hit the digital effect is the initial effect that we have, and everything's getting routed through it. The DFAM and the Arturia is going through the MX1, then going to the Zoom R24 because I have dual mixers. I think I've talked about that, and I use the initial MX1 to take monophonic signals and turn them into stereo signals into the Zoom. That's just a technical thing I'm doing. But then the control over the sound in real time is really cool, and I probably should do this more, is being able to put the breaks in with the roll actually, stops everything, and then I can just kick it back with the hitting it back into the digital delay. And then I also can play with the scatter, and I can play with all these different effects to put breaks into the song. Because even though you got sequencers running, instead of stopping the sequencer, you can use the effects to stop the music and then start it. And that's why the structure of the song is a little different than what I've had before. And it's more like a new wave, kind of like a Cure song or Echo and the Bunnymen song. I've been feeling Joy Division a lot. Ian Curtis was phenomenal in his voicing, his voice affectation on his songs, and just the whole structure of what they did was like their initial goth sound that we got later with The Cure and Echo and the Bunnymen. We get a preview of that with Joy Division, and Joy Division was always a big draw for me. When I was younger, I didn't fully understand their impact, but I'm very much a big fan of them now. I've been listening to them really hard, and I feel that the emotion that was coming through their song, the desolation, enemy. I like to import those things into my music. I like to put stories into what I'm doing. So a lot of EDM sometimes is just dance focused. What I like to do with electronic music is actually have it song story focused, and that is just my choice. I believe in this genre that you can be a songwriter. You can take classic songwriting techniques in terms of lyricism and storytelling and use electronic music to do that. And I believe there's a lot of bands that are doing that today, but I've been doing it since 2008. So one of the things that we've been very interested in is any kind of vocal transformation. We use a VTO3. It's just been announced as a VTO4, which seems to be a wider capabilities. There's now a harmony command, a harmony setting, and it looks like you can apply it to podcast, or you could use a USB connection and apply the vocals. So I'm very interested in using that to do something we were trying to do. We actually have a Josephine Electric Anchor set up, and we were going to go and do interviews as Josephine. And this VTO4 looks like that will probably be able to give us that capability. And our idea was that we would use our Studio Electronics microphone, link it to the VTO4, hook it up to our laptop, or hook up to our iPhone and do a podcast through Anchor with being Josephine or being the Ghost, and use our vocoder to do the interviews. So we're hoping to do that goes toward our fan support. If you are interested in helping us do some cool things, you can subscribe to the Ghost, and if you subscribe at the $4.99 or $9.99 level, we will provide you with Amazon.com CD of a Ghost album. We had 3 albums when we first came out in 2016. You could get one of the 3 albums, and if you support us and we see that you've subscribed and you give us your information on mailing information, so we would contact you to get your mailing address and then send you the CD. We won't send you a lot of unsolicited information. We'll just send you the CD. If you want information, you can say you want it. And we can send you voice memos through Anchor if you favorite us on Anchor. And that goes toward people who'd want to be involved in interviewing indie artists. This week we're going to interview Christina Passion, who we've interviewed before. She has a really cool video for a new song that she's done that's on YouTube and it's been on Instagram. So we're very excited about our OPZ that we ordered. It will be coming in November. We're excited about the Bluetooth implementation on it, hoping that we can actually use it to link with a Roland Keytar, which the Keytar that we're really awesome. It's an awesome thing to have it come back is the Axe Edge, which we're probably going to be getting as well. We think that allows a keyboardist to kind of stand out front, and the connection between a OPZ and that machine with a Eurorack would be a pretty good setup for my mobile setup for going on the road. And we're hoping to do some road shows. We've been doing our Facebook Live shows, and we've got pretty good response to the last show we did, which was our interpretation of Give Her Up, the Smokey and Robinson in the Miracle song that we retitled as Let the Girl Go with the GRRL, and Josephine, doing the lead on that. We're very happy with the response we got from that song. And we're trying to see if we can put it out. It's a slight, it's not a full cover. So sometimes when we go through our publisher, if it's not a full cover song, sometimes they won't put it out if it's too different than the original. But I thought the whole point of doing the cover sometimes is not to exactly do it. So sometimes, it depends on what they do. I mean, I did some Bobby Womack covers. The Girl's Gotta Have It, or The Woman's Gotta Have It, and it wasn't exactly even in the same key, and they accepted it. I tried to do some other covers, and they wouldn't pass muster with them because they were too radically different, which I thought was the whole point of sometimes doing a cover. But we're very excited about this year again in synth technology with the Moog 1 being released. It is a little out of the range of most people, even myself right now. But we're hoping that we're getting in talks with a lot of different indie labels and people we've been talking to about opportunities, and hoping that going forward we'll get some more support so we can look into getting a Moog 1 and then maybe farming out our services to provide synth tracks for people. Unlike just supplying loops, we would create custom synth, full orchestrated, full thought out songs or accompaniment to songs that we could provide artists using that. We have pretty good equipment already that we've been collaborating with people on the net. So our collaborations, we had a collaboration with Stephen Kidd that we did back in the day with DJ Squash Kid, and then we did a collaboration with All Control K out of Los Angeles, To Infinitum, which is still out there. We did a collaboration with Lonnie Claire, and we had a collaboration with Metaflow that we did Wounded Room. And so we're looking forward to seeing if we could do another collaboration this year with Stephen Kidd, and seeing if we could do project with the Heritage from Bermuda. So the Ghost has been doing pretty good this year. We got over 1,300 listens on Anchor. We're getting about 1,300 listens on SoundCloud per month. So we're boosting that up. Got almost 4,000 plays on Spotify and iTunes and Tidal. So, we got, as I indicated before, over 75,000 listens on SoundCloud, about 35,000 listens on Fanburst. So we're doing pretty good as an indie act, but even with all those listens, we don't really get a lot of compensation. We do it for the love of the music. And so if anybody's interested as a band that hears this and wants to get interviewed, give us a contact through our just like ping us on our Anchor. You can do a voice memo if you do a favorite on us, and that will be pretty cool, and we'll get in touch with you. Thank you very much, and keep on supporting your favorite indie artists by buying their merch, buying their album, going to their shows. Bye.